Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do our spirit guide reading, our spirit guide messages. Um, I put a poll out on YouTube, on Facebook also, and well, maybe Twitter too, I don't remember. Anyway, I asked, what type of videos you'd like to see me create more of moving forward, and this is one. It's got one of the highest percentages. So I definitely felt guided to do a reading for you. And for those who don't understand how this works, here's how I do it at my table. I, you know, uh, I'm very intuitive. Some would say psychic, but really what I'm doing is just, I'm like clearing my mind and then opening myself up to my guides to give me any messages for you and how it works at my table. And I'm saying it that way because it's how I chose. Like, I prefer my guides talking to your guides versus me talking to everyone's guides. My guides know who this reading is for, and I pray that it reaches those who um, are receiving signs, but they're just not seeing them. I feel like many times that's what these readings are for. So I trust my guides to talk to your guides and then to relay that to me. I see things in my, visions. I see the story unfolding. Anyway, I just believe, I trust, and it's all in the light. Okay. This is for all signs, all people. And, it's just, what do we need to know? What can we know? What have some of our guides been trying to, they've been trying to reach us? What do they want to tell us? I know one of them is, and I keep saying it, we are leaving a year 5 very soon. 1 month. And then we're entering into a year 6. And a year 5 is about change. And I feel like many of us have gone through like major changes in all different parts of our, like some in love, some in their homes, some in their finances. I feel like things are being squeezed out that probably wouldn't suit you going forward. I don't feel like it was easy on any of us, to be honest. But I do feel like it was freeing, or it will be freeing. Okay, we're starting with Mother Mary, as I always do, and we have patience. Patience. Pretty sure it says, I trust in divine timing. I trust in divine timing. That unicorn's just relaxing, hanging out there. Does have this fence of protection around it. Could potentially take on the energy of feeling stuck in it, right? But truth be told, he could simply stand up and leap right over it. So anyways, patience. We'll read that at the end, right where it's meant to be. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams. Everything's already pre-shuffled, by the way. Just like to give it a shuffle or two with you right here. And by the way, I do feel like these are timeless readings. I feel like they find you when you're open to hearing it. You know. So, but I also feel a sense of urgency with this one. Well, that didn't take long. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. We have the Page of Cups. I like the Three of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles together. This is really, you know, like receiving some great ideas, great I don't know, I feel like you're setting your intention towards, you know, truly like all that can be. Okay. The one thing I know is whatever you focus on is going to grow. So some of you, I feel like it is talking about your pentacles. It is talking about your creativity. I also feel like it's talking about something that either I would love to do or I do love doing. I do feel like, you know, it's probably still at a, I don't know if I want to say an early age. You know, there's still a lot. There's still a lot for me to find. There's still a lot for me to develop, and I don't feel any like it is you, and it is your, you know, it's like your hands, but I don't feel like any resistance. I mean none. So that tells me that there can be great growth here. Okay, well, let's keep going. We have the Nine of Wands. You know, sometimes it's like I feel like giving up. Sandy, I'm going to give up. And this says, don't give up. Don't give up. Bring this down a little bit. You know, the Nine of Wands is... First of all, we started to 3, and it's mirrored by the 9. I just feel like anything to get you to this point, it's almost like you had to go through. And I don't feel like there should be any regret. You know, this 8 can be talking about a new beginning. We have the Five of Cups. Interesting. There's 5, first of all. We have the Queen of Swords. Can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is our Queen of Communication. The Queen of Truth. Honesty. You know, in the upright. Being real. And she's attached to this 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, this is like your voice, your communication. It's almost like your loss has sparked something new within you. You know, if I allow it, I feel like this may say, you know, don't move something faster than it needs to be moved. But I feel like here, it's kind of like, you know, I'm taking my loss and I'm turning it into my profits, so to speak. Okay, well, what else do I have? Well, hello, Magician. You know, it's of your creation. Magician can be like a great teacher, you know, because it is the Fool's teacher. The first teacher that the Fool meets, and the Magician is there to allow the Fool to understand that along this journey, whatever journey it may be, whether it be through the wands, you know, wherever it takes you, that you yourself already have the tools to get through, to achieve all of that, to heal, to create all of that, you know. And just interesting enough, the next person is the High Priestess, right? Who it's like teaches that your intuition is your guide. It's really quite that simple. It really is quite that simple. And I feel like I'm saying that because I feel like the Queen of Swords is like cutting And by the way, I do not feel this Queen of Swords is just an air sign. I feel like it's all of us. And, you know, she's standing strong. Her sword is up. It's pointed towards the Eight of Pentacles. She's, you know, she's standing true within what once was a loss. And now she carries the energy of the Magician, the Creator. We have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Action. She's the queen that moves according to her desires. Probably gets her in trouble sometimes. But other times it may create wonderful things. 'Tis the journey, you know what I mean? But this Queen of Wands, you know, she is the intuitive one. It's like putting my intellect with my intuition and creating from that energy, focusing with that energy, taking my loss and creating my potential empire. We have the Two of Wands. When is the time? Well, look at that, the Hangman. That's interesting. So you have the Two of Wands against the Hangman, which is kind of like opposite energies. We have the Six of Cups. Huh. Interesting. Like, is this Hangman coming between this potential move to the Six of Cups? Is the Hangman trying to stop that? Like, I feel like for some of you, it's like, it's important that you start creating your own happy memories. Like, I knew it was going to fall. It's like I watched it in slow motion, but then still chose to let it go. Look at this. Fast-moving energy. Fast-moving energy. What I think about, I bring about. Queen of Wands right next to the Magician. Both queens share the energy of this Magician. My truth, my communication, my passion, my desire, my action. I feel like there may be something again that, like, it may be, you know, it's like I want to go a certain direction, but it may have taken some type of awareness to, like, actually completely open you to that journey that I feel like you desire. So that just means, you know, some truth. Some truth that I can then decide, keep or let go of. Anyway, I'm very curious with this Hangman. Look at this. We have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Was not planning on taking as many cards, to be honest. I wanted to keep this somewhat short, but I guess the guides have other plans. Alright, so Four of Wands. You know, it can be a marriage card. I don't necessarily feel like I'm running away from this, though, because it you know, with the Three of Wands as your first card, I feel like it's more what, it's like more what you, how do I want to say this? Like within the Three of Wands, I know that there's better. I know that there's passion. You know, I know that I can have the type of life that that I want, right? But you got to say that I deserve. And what I mean by that is, you know, this Five of Cups down here could could kind of be what's holding this hangman in place, right? Where's my focus at? Because both these energies ask you, where's your focus? If your focus is in the Five of Cups, all that I've lost, and not in the Three of Wands, all that could be, or the Eight of Pentacles. If I focus on my Pentacles, they will grow. You know, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is the apprentice who eventually turns into the master teacher, so to speak. Or let's say the master of their domain. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that simply, I feel like we always have to keep in mind that we want to try to be the energy that we're asking for, right? Because that's what the Eight of Wands is. It's right. It's what I put out there coming back to me. It's my intent. And I feel like, you know, this is about your willpower. And, you know, and I feel like in this nine, it's like, you know, I kind of want something. Like, this has been a hard, difficult time, and I, you know, when does it come to an end? And Mother Mary is saying, patience, I trust in divine timing, right? And the Three of Wands is your intent, the intent that you're putting out there. The Five talks about change, right? Don't focus on what you've lost. Focus on, well, there's two cups there that she doesn't see, right? Focus on that. And the Four of Wands, you know, two people come together in this Four of Wands energy. You know, I guess it could be other than two people, but you know, it's really about each truly matching each other's energy. And interesting enough, like now I'm looking at the Eight of Wands, I'm thinking the Four and the Four, right? Being on the same wavelength of what it is that I want. Eight of Pentacles, willing to put in the work, right? I'm willing to put my focus on it. Especially if in some way it's like I have a love for it, them or it, because I feel like for some of you it's talking about your craft, and it could be talking about love also, but we have Temperance. Interesting, because I feel patience really is temperance. So interesting that here it is again, divine timing, right? In the right timing. You know, Temperance, to me, the message is to try to let go of control of when something must show, exactly how something must show. Instead, think of oneself. Think of your energy and what energy am I putting out there. It's going to match it. You know what I mean? So, you know, like all that energy of the Five of Cups, you know, where there is loss and hurt and it's an emotional type thing, but it doesn't remain like, you know, if you read the life script, like it doesn't say so-and-so now stays in this Five of Cups for the next 3 chapters, right? It's meant to be examined and then let go of. So Temperance could be saying, you know, when that energy, when you are able to have a good viewpoint about your future again. And even, I feel like, you know, I'm waiting for an opportunity, something to come my way. And I do feel like you've been waiting. But in a way, it's like your focus is on it. And I feel like now that your focus is on it, I feel like now it's coming in. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. We have the Nine of Wands over the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like it's the same. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. You know, I know what that's saying because, like, my YouTube channel, you know, like every other business for 2020 and 21 have, you know, like, I feel like we all taken a real hit. And it's, you know, it's like it's hard for me financially to keep bringing the readings, but I know that I can't give up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to give up. And I'm only saying that because I feel like some of you are going through some type of energy like that. Like, okay, when is this going to, like, I don't want to say pay off, but I feel like the answer is, when I decide to put my full focus on it, when I can see all that it will be. Anyway, Page of Swords. Interesting, we have the Page of Cups, and now we have the Page of Swords. Many times pages are learning something, you can say. At least that's how I look at them. Like the Page of Swords is learning the art of communication, learning how to be like the Queen of Pentacles, cutting ties that aren't serving me, energetically and physically. I'm learning all that. I feel like in the Page of Swords, I can make mistakes. Who doesn't? We all do. But it's about learning from that. And then Page of Cups, I feel like this is where I'm really learning my emotional self. Do I allow myself to receive, like, my gifts? Or do I think it's always for someone else? The Magician is right under that. So it's a very strong energy of your belief in you and what you can create. The Magician talks about creating in the here and now. And some of you, I do feel like you're using that energy of the past in your future. We have the Hermit. 2 9s. We have the Hierophant. That's like a blessing over your heart. That's the energy of keeping the faith. 2 5s, by the way. 2 9s, 2 5s. Interesting. What's the Hermit doing? The Hermit's becoming the wise one. The Hermit is the one who is willing to walk through the reflection, absorb the wisdom of the past, and even, sometimes seeing your own strength in a situation. Sometimes you feel weak and you don't realize the strength that you have. Sometimes you find it in the dark. But the Hermit is seeking that lantern, right? That light. And I feel he's the master. She is the master teacher. This takes time. No wonder patience is here, because it takes time to gain the wisdom of the Hermit. If it was in reverse, it'd be about isolation. But I feel like, even though it's not in reverse, and I don't feel in a negative way, like some have retreated more to themselves. And that may be like when I absorb more. The Hermit is learning, gaining the wisdom of, or gaining the strength over the darkness. I don't know. Anyway, and then we move here. And then again, where's my focus? In the 5 of Cups, it's like I'm looking at all that I've lost, how my cups are knocked over. How did it happen? Why did it happen? But I'm looking at it from an emotional viewpoint, and I feel like we need a much more viewpoint like the Hermit, right? The Hermit would look at it without judgment, but would look at all sides. The Hierophant is about your beliefs, and what do you allow yourself to believe? Have you lost your belief? I'll never find the 4 of Wands, right? It'll never be there for me. It'll never be there for me. Well, patience, right? Why? First of all, because if that's what I think, then that's what shall be. right? It'll never be there for me. It'll never be there for me. What I think about, I bring about. Well, here it is. Here's the Four of Wands. So maybe it is like the Three of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. Right? So you see your own energy in that. And, you know, it's your faith and keeping connected. You know, if you pray or you ask for help, you receive it. But in the same breath, you've got to be open to it, because in the Five of Cups, she's not paying any attention to those two beautiful cups that are illuminated behind her. And with the Hierophant coming over that, you know, that just puts a whole other level on it. But she doesn't see it. That's what the Hangman is. You know, it's almost like, I don't know who. For some, if this is talking about a relationship, right? A commitment. And by the way, year 6 is all about relationships. Leveling up. Many marriages. A lot of people finding love in year 6. I'm not kidding. So 5, you know, that's why you want to be free and clear within yourself and within your energy. And knowing what you're asking for. You know, co-creating. So sometimes that means your action, your intent is part of this puzzle, right? And without it, it's like the puzzle cannot be completed. Right, until you get to that intent, or maybe that optimistic viewpoint, or even just the understanding of what I think about, I bring about. So if I want a commitment, but yet I'm, you know, trying to manifest from, I don't know, like a broken type energy, instead of allowing myself to heal. But being very honest and truthful with oneself. You know, I feel like sometimes that's why we get in those patterns of like, why do I keep getting this type of thing over and over again? You know, I just have a feeling, you know, I'm seeing a lot of energy that speaks of patience. And I have a feeling it's the universe being more patient with you than the other way around. Almost like, you know, this Hangman can come as a, like, why can't I have love? But all she's thinking about is the loss, the hurt, the emotional, you know, angst of love. And so naturally someone comes in who causes more of that. You know what I mean? And we're like, what the hell? Why am I so unlucky in love? Maybe because you know, you're feeling a loss. So that can mean that your self-worth, your belief in yourself. For some, it's like maybe you concentrate too much on love and not enough on what you're here to create. Because I feel like there's a lot of like allowing things to happen naturally. But also, I don't want to keep harping on one's own energy. But boy, do I feel it's important. We have, look at this, the King of Swords, who is, excuse me, it's like he took my voice away. Excuse me. Literally, it's like he took my voice away. No wonder he's in reverse. And then look at this, the World, which is also in reverse. So, you know, the next chapter, let's just say, hasn't happened yet. For some, I feel like this King of Swords, whoever he may be, But it does seem like the Queen's counterpart. I don't feel like he is potentially part of the next chapter. That could mean just simply moving out of 2021 into 2022. But boy, here's the Magician. Magician is about you creating, right? You creating through your tools, your wisdom. You made the travel. Like you got the energy of the Hermit to help you on this physical plane. You have the energy of the Hierophant, which is all above, right? Um, but I don't know, but still it doesn't have to mean that, like, when this next chapter opens, that I am in the Three of Wands energy. So, I don't know. Maybe this king has taken your voice away, because he took mine away. And, but yet, he's in reverse. It's almost like the energy of, like, you'll be nothing without me. You'll be nothing without me. And me then kind of believing it. And I'm believing it because I've heard it so much. Right? But, something clicks. Something clicks. And I think what clicks is your guides. It's within your intuition, your knowing. So something clicks and you start to realize that, I want better than this. It's saying whatever you do, whatever you focus on, do it through love. Do it through a sense of love. And it's self-love. What is it I can do? And again, it may be something you've been doing and, like, you've come across a roadblock. I feel like it's temporary. Okay. Stop talking, Sandy. We have the Seven of Cups, which I think did a complete flip. Seven of Cups is not easy energy because it's a little chaotic type energy, and I'm trying to make a choice, a decision about what to do in my life, about who to be with in my life, all of that. And, every time I choose the wrong one. And then I'm thinking of the Queen of Wands, who can be very, like, quick to move and, quickly takes a cup and can get her in trouble sometimes. But nonetheless, I feel like, with the Hermit above that, it's the awareness, because I feel like that's a pattern. There's a pattern there. And I simply got to figure out the pattern, and then I can cut the ties to the pattern. It explains why, right? Because it's almost like chaotic type energy, emotional type energy. I feel like it's going to the Eight of Cups, which is the energy of needing to take a moment and really look at my emotional life, right? And the Seven is heading there. Why? Because I feel like I keep grabbing the wrong cup. Like, I don't want the world to come because I feel like I'll grab the wrong cup within it. Intent. Anyway, and then, I feel like this Queen wants to act very quickly, but yet Mother Mary is saying patience. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting, we have two fives right there. Neither one of them great, Whoa. Neither one of them great, but, in the Five of Wands is a lot of battling type energy, and there is no victor in this energy. There is no backing down. It's that type of energy, like, and it can be heartbreaking, because I'm assuming in that type of energy, communication and all that could be askew. And then you have, the Five of Cups, where it's affecting me on an emotional level. So Two of Wands, I feel like I want to change it. I want to end that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to live in that type of energy anymore. Wow, with the Five of Cups again. So the Hangman is somewhat coming as protection. You know what I mean? It is somewhat coming as like a spiritual wall. And I don't say that very often, but I feel like, because it would do zero good to bring you what you think that you want, and maybe you do want, but you're missing an important step of life, and that's self-awareness. So, I do feel like this Hangman, um, as if I feel like as it relates to love, maybe everything. We have Justice. Hmm. Card of Libra. By the way, the Hierophant's the card of Taurus. I don't think I said that. Justice can certainly be about divorce. It is about cutting ties, and it is with reason, right? And it is to make you whole again, fair and equal. For some of you, I don't know. I don't know how else to say it, but I feel like it's like, it is cutting those ties. Hmm. Look at this. We have the Three of Swords coming over that Three of Wands. You know, I don't know. It's not good. We have the Five of Pentacles. Look at the fives. We have the Seven of Pentacles. First thing, the Seven of Pentacles teaches you is patience. This is about a seed coming to you, and you want it full term. And then, holy crap, we have the Eight of Swords. Wow. In a way, I mean, look at the fives, the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands, and now the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is the energy where I feel thrown out in the cold, where, like, it's out of my control. It's out of my control. And maybe something will be out of your control. Um, if you let something go, it's like, Five of Pentacles can talk about, a little bit of a difficult time. But there's a lot of growth within that energy too, and it's usually self-growth. So a lot of fives, a lot of things, of endings, with purpose. Maybe some of us, whether we want it or not, because in the Five of Pentacles, it's like whether I want it or not. However, the Two of Wands being under that, I feel like is me starting to turn my intent on what could be, even as I get through this period. And then I feel like on the other side of that, maybe someone who, no, has created a wall, blindfolds, all of that. Um, Sometimes we feel like, this is the only person who will ever love me, and that's just not true. Well, I guess that depends on you. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like, and it can be because someone's been filling your head with that. But you also have to know when to believe that and when not to believe that, right? You have so much beautiful divine energy here, first of all. You have Temperance who's saying, a lot of this worry and angst and all that down here doesn't have to be. Put your intentions on, what it is you truly want to be, and then work towards being that way yourself. Work towards it. Not just be it, work towards it. And that's what the Hermit is doing, and that takes time. But I do feel like, and for some, you're just totally resisting the whole thing. Like, you become very comfortable within the uncomfortable energy, even though, I don't know, I almost feel like maybe, I don't know. I know you guys hate it when I say I don't know, not all of you. Okay, I'm not going to leave it on that note. Plus, well, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, we'll leave this as the last card because this is the willingness. Exactly what, I feel like it's perfect. Exactly what your spirit guides want you to know. When I truly see what's toxic to me, what's toxic to my growth, to my pentacles, to my dreams, to what I feel to what I and divine feels I deserve, in love, right? Some of these things, these hardships are experiences. We can call them mistakes, but the hermit learns from all of that. So, anyways, Six of Swords is being real and saying no more. Like I've carried the pain of you in my heart for long enough. Long enough, because someone does feel like someone's energy, whether, of the past or right now, someone's energy seems almost like they have their hooks in you. And, you can remove those hooks because I feel like, this is about you first and foremost, and focusing on what it is that you feel will bring you a sense of self-love, self-worth, excitement, in your pentacles, in your creativity, all that, and in love, right? But ultimately finding myself right where, I'm ready for what wants to come in. So being open, you gotta like pull the blindfolds off. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Seven of Pentacles, I feel like because it's patience also, and it's touching the two, or I mean, it's touching the Hangman. So both are saying in its due time, in its due time. But with all the angst of these fives, that energy not cleared, then I drag all of it with me. Drag all of it with me. And it becomes heavier and heavier and heavier. I feel like these fives are mirrors. But listen, I feel like the light is shining down upon you, like from divine at the same time. So it's a real trusting of energy. And listen, love, great, but there's also, I feel like for many of you, it's about what you want to bring to the world. Something that, like, first of all, listen, if it takes time, then it takes time. Then maybe it needed that time. Maybe, you're growing slowly, that type of thing. Don't give up. Some of you, this is brand new. You're like, yep, I'm going to do it. Six of Swords is giving yourself the opportunity to truly live, let's just say a blessed life. When you understand the way energy works, then you understand your power in creating your life, right? You have say so. You have say so. You also have free will. I don't know that everything you can deny. Like, some things, like some towers happen that we can't stop, and we can see them coming. But others, I feel like, we have control of that. But all these fives here, all of them being of difficult type energy. And listen, it's carrying right over to the Eight of Swords. It's like, here's the line. It carries to the Eight of Swords. Justice is saying, cut the ties. Six of Swords is saying, okay. Okay. The Hermit is saying, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to start shining my light now. I feel some of you are helping others see those snakes right in front of them. And it's learning to trust your own energy. And I think I'm going to leave it there. But ultimately, I feel like if I'm looking for a true commitment here, and I feel like that's the underlying energy, but I also feel like that's the energy that's moving you into this world. Right now, it's upside down. But I do feel like many of you are just going to flip that right around. The importance of you, you know, with the magician, the creator, and the world. But the world's in reverse, so I just got to flip that around. I got to flip it around. And even if I can't change anything right now, I can still change my intent. Maybe the Hermit makes a plan. Anyway, I love you guys. Oh, I want to read the card. I hope you stick around and listen, because I feel like it's so important. All right, patience. God's timing is perfect, as this card reminds you. When you pray for help, that request is heard and answered. If your prayer involves people, their free will decision influences the timing of the outcome. Heaven knows this and devises ingenious solutions that arrive at exactly the right moment. You receive this card as a reminder to have patience with God's plan and solutions. If you try to control, force, or push your own agenda, you may miss out on an infinitely better alternative. Ask Mother Mary to help you demonstrate her infinite patience and trust in God's timing. And I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. So much gratitude just for you being here. I feel like you'll find this reading when it's meant for you. Thank you for sharing them on your social media. I can't talk. I'm looking at the king. Your social media platforms. Just thank you for all that you've done this year to help keep me alive. Right? Many of us are in the choppy waters right now, but you know, I feel like we're heading towards the calmness. We're heading towards the beach. Right over there. I can see it. I'll see you there. I love you guys. Bye-bye.